a day in the life of dry faster. For me, he wanted us to walk 10 kilometers every day or 6 miles. When he first said that, I thought, does he know? He knows what I'm capable of, and it's not that. And it was also somewhat embarrassing to me as someone who'd been able to run marathons and go hiking all day. I knew I wouldn't be able to do that. But what was so interesting is that almost right away when I started dry fasting and things just immediately started clearing up in my body, I felt that I had more energy and I was actually able to do the walking. But you do it very slowly. It's not a power walk. It's a slow, thoughtful walk because again, you don't want to overdo it. And I would sit down during the walk. I would take breaks. So once I had, done the walk, I knew that I had done my part for the day. And then I would have a treatment. They would do some sort of massage that would just help break up congestion in the body without using any oils or anything. They did some of the cupping, the Siberian cupping, very similar to the Chinese cupping. It was lovely. It was in August, and I would put my yoga mat out by this little river, and I would have my headphones. I would listen to like soothing classical music, or I'd like to read Rumi poems, and I would just sort of like lay in the sun and kind of rest and just. I felt very much at peace with this whole process. Sometimes somebody would come down to say hello, another one of the patients, or he would check on me. And he also liked me to sleep outside. In the cabins, they ran fires at night. And so that would really dry me out. And that would be antithetical to the whole process. And you don't want your throat and mouth to become overly dry so that, you can preserve the moisture you do have. So I slept outside with my sleeping bag. I felt that the whole process was really a peaceful thing. So I just kind of surrendered to that. And he had excursions too. We would go on different excursions, I think for people to help break up the monotony of dry fasting.
When did you realize it was working? And how did you leave? When you left, what kind of Michelle left Siberia?
Those are good questions. So when I finished my 7-day dry fast and I had the, few days of recovery, I started to feel, like I was getting my sense of humor back. I would joke with the Siberian doctor about, the massages were so brutal, and I would say, "Oh, my gulag doctor," and he would give me a pillow and I'd say, "Oh, it's a 5-star gulag." And, a gulag is nothing to joke about. But in the context of what we were doing, if you can try to find a way to use harmless humor, it's just helpful for everyone. It's such a serious thing. So I felt my cheerful, playful self starting to come back. I was worried when I broke the 9-day dry fast because I was so tired and I needed so much rest. And also, so tinnitus was one of my symptoms with late stage Lyme, but as the body
That's the ear when you hear constant ringing in your ears.
And I've gotten a lot of inquiries on my website since my book came out from people who have asked, did the tinnitus really go away? And I assure them that yes, it did. However, when I was breaking the dry fast, because when you're rehydrating, everything, everything is just a little bit haywire as the body is recalibrating. So it was present. It was there. And that's very typical, I realized, if the body is in a state of dehydration and then it is rehydrating. So I did have a period of, oh no, what if this didn't work? I still feel tired and I have this tinnitus. And so he said, Normalia, this is normal. This is normal. Just be patient. And so as I went through the exit, and closer toward my time to leave, which was in October, I really felt, I called myself shining and bouncing. Like I felt like I had reincarnated back into my body, but it was no longer uninhabitable. It was like my 17-year-old body. I felt light and I felt energetic. And it was such a marvel that I didn't need to be in bed. I didn't need anybody to escort me back to New York. I was able to travel by myself. And I visited my parents-in-law along the way. They couldn't believe the sight of me and a close college friend who they were like, Michelle, you are alive again. You are alive again. So when I left, I was really excited to go home and show my family that, everything they had supported me through was worth it. It had really worked.